Guys, did you just see Token dropped a music video?
I heard rumblings.
I saw the alert on my phone.
We better hurry up and get this reaction recorded and get it out right away. This is going to be the quickest reaction that we have ever done. Are you guys ready for this? I'm going to speed run this editing.
Let's go.
All right, let's do this. You ready?
Hell yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of What Shades?
Fail or fire.
I am your long-haired token-ass host, Thunderius, and I am joined by my other amazing co-hosts today.
No hair shades.
I am Dylan.
And he is really the one with no hair. And we are Cyber Skull Media. Now today, we're here for Token's new video. What am I waiting for? Now, we have not been listening. We have not listened to his new album yet, aside from his track with Ren, because we know he's going to be dropping more videos. So we want to, first time hearing this stuff, be with the music videos, which is killing me because I know he does more stuff with tech. We're going to see what happens and what drops. And your boy Token hit us up. So we're like, we got to do this for our boy Token. So this is the quickest reaction we have ever dropped to something that has ever dropped, and for a good reason. Hey, I don't know if this is ever going to happen again from anyone, especially after he watches this, but it's going to be a good one today. Token, what am I waiting for? And what are we waiting for, Dylan? Should we just get into this today?
He's waiting for us to quit chasing squirrels.
He already knows how this goes, okay?
Yeah, no, he knows what we do. Don't fake the funk.
Hopefully, we don't have to have an unconversation with him after this video, but this is Token. What am I waiting for? And before we get started, looks like there's some text. I'll read the first batch and then we'll get into it. My grandma's name was Shirley. She passed away a few weeks before my birthday. I wrote this song the day I found out. So get your tissues ready, Dylan.
I changed how I look, how I talk, how I act. I changed even more. I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I changed even more. What am I waiting for? My grandma said I wanna visit you to get that LA view, but I might die before I ever get the chance to. I found a subject I could change to avoid the awkwardness and realizing the painful truth. But I wish I gave her honesty. I know losing memories is frustrating beyond belief, and every day there's a new body part to let a doctor see. But all that aside, how do you say that so casually? What does death mean to you? All your friends dying, does it bring stress to you? Do you think about it? Like, will it hurt at all? When will my whole life be compressed into a phone call? Like, yeah, she's gone. I wanna make her last years be a gift from God, but it's a losing game, cause I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late.
All right, well, we are getting a very, very serious song today. Just yesterday, I had a picture pop up on my Facebook that said 9 years ago, and it was the last picture I ever took with one of my grandmothers when she was still alive. That's kind of fresh in my memory. My eyeballs are gonna get a little wet. Go away, Sinclair. I've lost both of my sets of grandparents, so there's a lot to relate to here.
Yeah, but my dad's parents, my grandpa and my grandma both passed away, cancer. And it's one of those things that, like, you know it's coming. You don't know when exactly, but I don't know, man. Sometimes I think it's easier to deal with if it's just like the suddenness of it. So kind of, the lyrics about talking to his grandma and kind of knowing, don't know how many days she's got left. Like, I can relate to that. That's a hard hitter.
My grandma passed, but I think she's still here with me. She's my guardian angel. She's why I'm still here. My motorcycle wreck and all.
Someone's looking out for this man.
Maybe.
It is, though. It's tough. It's tough to avoid the awkwardness and realizing the painful truth when you realize that it's coming. Just like Dylan said, you just don't know when, and that almost makes it more difficult. You're like, I could wake up tomorrow, and that's it, man.
It's one of those things that, like, unfortunately, you always assume it's going to be when they get old, natural causes, but when they get a condition or a disease or, something like cancer that does put a more finite timeline, it's very unfortunate. You just always assume your grandparents are going to grow old. You'll be old and ready to handle those kind of things when that time comes, just because that's the circle of life, that's nature. But shit happens on a timeline that wouldn't be the one you would expect or hope for. Then all the emotions, anger, sadness, some anxiety. There's a lot that goes into that.
I know losing memories is frustrating beyond belief, and every day there's a new body part to let the doctor see. But all that aside, how do you say that so casually? I had grandparents that went through dementia, Alzheimer's, like that shit's rough, bro. That's just rough. I remember my mom going to see like my great grandpa, and he would always tell, you know, the things he'd be talking about and not even recognize her and think he's back in like the early 1900s and shit and out on the farm, and he's sitting in a nursing home room. What does death mean to you? All your friends dying. Does it bring stress to you? That's gotta be one of the worst parts, I think, about getting old, is watching everybody else that you know die around you. And then if you're one of the ones that's like the last ones left out of everybody that you know, that's gotta be a weird headspace to have to live in every day.
So
Yeah.
my mom's mom, my grandma, I've got like the strength that woman has. You know, my grandpa, my mom's dad, he passed away very suddenly, a heart attack when he was only 55. I was very young. But so my grandma outlived her husband. She's lost 2 of her children. She's lost a grandchild. This woman, you know, all these things in life that you think like you're never supposed to outlive the next generations, and she's been through it. So all respect to her. She's a strong woman.
Funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late. Like I realized that, and like when my grandpa got cancer and I moved home from Atlanta, I'm like, I can't let this man go while I'm out of state. Like I gotta take this dude to treatments and get more stories out of him and learn more about his life, because I've modeled a lot of my life after advice that he's given me. And he always had a story, always had a joke to tell, worth doing if it makes a good story later. I've definitely lived my life that way. I got so many stories. Always wanted to light up a room when he walked in, man. The light just went out one day.
I change how I look, how I talk, how I act. I change even more. I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I changed even more. What am I waiting for? I used to have reoccurring dreams about death. So ever since you brought it up, I've been sleeping less. I know what you gon' say, I'm too young to be going through it. But can I ask you some questions as the closest one to it? You so open about it, so I'm curious. Do you think an afterlife will be luxurious? Do you think it'll treat you as good as Jersey did? Do you think you'll see your husband? I'm just trying to picture what it's like to be you. 3 kids, 5 grandchildren, all come from you. Maybe because of us, your life has a different meaning and a view, and you're happy to live, but you don't have to. I just can't relate. My life is everything and I'm trying to make it great, but it's a losing game, cause I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late.
Talk about that course a little bit.
It's kind of different, you know, something I haven't heard from him. I'm not as well versed on Token as you are, but from what I have heard, you know, this is a little bit different style.
Just imagine how you look to your grandma when you're a kid, how she sees you change as you're growing up. Like I still got one of my great aunts around and owning the vape shop and stuff, and the things that they think, the things that they've seen, and how you've changed in their eyes over the years. Like it's a completely different perspective on who you are. And it's sometimes you feel like I might be down because I'm not as like squeaky clean as you would like me to be. So go try to make you proud.
I was a little shit. I can only imagine.
That makes sense. That checks out. I wish wishing I changed even more. What am I waiting for? What that is something, you know. What are we if we know we have things that we could be better at as human beings? What are we waiting on? You know, sometimes there are things that are in the way, right? But not always. There's certain things that you could try to improve starting right fucking now watching this video. It's not a comfortable thing to do. Like this fucking net.
Part of it is procrastination too. Everybody's got a little.
You know what? I just got that fucking net.
See? Well,
Only I had
Should've
some
tried chopsticks. Yeah, Miyagi.
Cobra Kai never dies.
That's right.
Used to have recurring dreams about death. So ever since you brought it up, I've been sleeping less. Hey, I've had a lot of those dreams when I got my cancer diagnosis, when I found out I had a tumor. You wake up some nights in a cold sweat thinking about that stuff. I know what you're going to say. I'm too young to be going through it. But can I ask you some questions as the closest one to it? I got that a lot too. Like, you're too young to have to go through all this. Well, you know what? This shit don't care about how old you are. Some people have to deal with the most fucked up shit at the most fucked up ages, man.
Man, all of us know either friends or acquaintances, friends of friends. We all know people they're gone way too soon.
Guy who turned me on to Token, gone way too soon. An afterlife will be luxurious. Do you think it'll treat you as good as Jersey did? Do you think you'll see your husband? I'm just trying to picture what it's like to be. That's an interesting topic to have with your grandparents, talking about what they think is going to happen next. And My grandparents were all very, what do I want to say here? They're very traditional. Every single Sunday they're going to church. They had no questions about any of this stuff. That's exactly, they thought it would be luxurious. They thought they're going to see their significant other, and the life that they had to live, especially being country farm folks, man, that's a tough life right there. Life is everything, and I'm trying to make it great. That's all we can do, bro.
Make it a great day.
Just keep swimming.
I just can't relate. My life is everything and I'm trying to make it great. But it's a losing game, cause I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late. I change how I look, how I talk, how I act. I change even more, I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I change even more. What am I waiting for? On our phone call, you tensed up when you mentioned death. It still bothered me cause I want you to be content. It was the middle of the night, I guess that's what most happened. Did you find contentment or not even know what happened? The questions I don't have any answers to upset me, until I realize they're not meant to be. Maybe that's what's beautiful about the rollout. Grandma Tuesday, I'ma be crying my soul out. My birthday's coming up and even if you lived past it, I still change the subject every time you hinted at it. Cause I'm not even supposed to know till I'm supposed to know. And until I'm supposed to know, I'll be hoping I don't. I'll be hoping I don't. I wish I did more for you, but I know it's a losing game. I got the news today. It's funny how no matter how ahead you are, you're too late.
What is the purpose of this? The purpose is to say, I don't give a... If you say one more time, I'm gonna slap you. I mean, your mother distraught. So the character is...
I change how I look.
I wonder if that was maybe his actual grandma on the track there, recording.
Perhaps.
Figured I would dig into the description and comments to see. Well, there's not gonna be any comments to dig into, but see if there's anything in the description more about the people who are in this video. It's all people who are his family or people on the crew and their family, things like that. I bet that's, you know, probably what's going on here versus just a bunch of random extras, but could be wrong.
So he will let us know.
The whole my birthday's coming up, and even if you live past it, I still change the subject. Like, it's tough, man. Birthdays, holidays, the first ones, especially after you lose a grandparent, especially if they were one that, like, you always went to their house for the holidays, celebrated a specific holiday very big because it was their favorite. And then when that disappears, it feels like a lot of the time the family get-togethers start to disappear as well because they were the person who linked it all together.
You're too late.
What is the purpose of this? The purpose is to say, I don't give a... If you say one more time, I'm gonna slap you. I mean, your mother distraught. So the character is...
I change how I look, how I talk, how I act. I change even more, I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I change even more. I change how I look, how I talk, how I act. I change even more, I'm no longer yours. Only thing that don't change about me is wishing I change even more. What are you waiting for?
And this might be the single most wholesome track he's ever produced. And I know that there's a lot of stuff that's dropped from this album that we've not covered on the channel because of time and other things. And I'm ready to hear the rest of this damn album, man. That was Token, What Am I Waiting For? And it's going to be another interesting one where this is one that doesn't lie within our little framework here. Feels like it's another one of those outliers, but he came to us and knows how our format rolls and wanted us to cover it. So I guess we'll roll with our format today then, right? So, you know, given the subject matter, the beat wasn't anything heavy-handed. There's some times where I thought maybe it was going to build up a little bit more, but for what this song is and the fact that it was written for his grandmother, like keeping it toned down was the right call for this, So I'm gonna say that this was fire. So I mean, it's a tough one. It's one I'm not going to listen to on repeat all the time. It might be one that sometimes gets skipped when I listen to this, depending on the mood that I'm in. If I'm like, I really don't want to get sad right now. But there's going to be times where I'm like, something reminds me of my grandparents. Like Redbirds, Cardinals, were my mom's favorite bird. She had a whole room full of Cardinals stuff. Not the baseball team, but like actual Cardinal birds. So every time I see a Cardinal, every time I think of my grandma. You know, I might see a Cardinal one day and out the window and put this song on to think about the good times. That's what I got to say about that. Thank you, Token. Thanks for opening up to us with this one, because he definitely didn't have to do this. Most rappers aren't going to write a song like this. Very much appreciated to see the more vulnerable side of him today, especially with some of the other tracks he drops that people may not be as big of fans of. Like, this is a real solid track, man. Who wants to go next?
I'll go, because I think Professor's got a lot to say. I'm going to go with Fire. Like Lindy said, not typically the kind of stuff that we would label a fail or a fire, but it was pretty, it was done very well. And it was a little different than what I'm used to hearing from you, but never too different. I think your grandma would be super fucking proud of you and everything you're doing, and don't give up, for sure. I think you're gonna keep going places. Keep messing with the people you're messing with. You're on point. Fire shit.
All right, now pull your bowl of Cheerios away just in case.
I'm kind of mad at the dude right now because didn't know what we were getting into. He's touching on a lot of like unresolved issues for me. I mentioned both my grandparents on my dad's side, passing away from cancer. I just wasn't in a good spot in life with my dad. I wasn't there enough. I let some things kind of interfere with what my heart wanted and what my head was telling me, and I was hard-headed and I was mad. I stayed away, and I won't ever get to undo that. So I'm mad at Token for making me feel these things. My grandma, my mom's mom, I was her favorite. My son is her favorite great-grandchild. She's still alive. She's in her 90s. Physically was not able to go to my son's graduation, and she was very emotional about that. And then as we were sitting around at his reception and realizing that by the time my daughter graduates, my grandma's not going to be there. So Token made me feel all these things. And I always say, man, music is supposed to make you feel. And while I'm mad, I love you for being honest and sharing. The song was fire. And so props to you for being able to be vulnerable and making me feel some kind of way. It's fire. Token, thank you for being brave, man.
Since we hadn't listened to like this album, we didn't know what track this was going to be. We just saw What Am I Waiting For? We're like, okay, cool. Don't know what we're in store for. Definitely not what we were expecting at all. Very much appreciated. And thank you, Token. Thank you, my guy. Definitely keep doing what you're fucking doing. You're making an impact in people's lives, and you're going to continue to do so. And especially with being hooked up with Webby and Ren, like, the sky's the fucking limit because of that, man. I've been listening to you for a long fucking time. So seeing you come up the way that you have from where you've been is a pleasure to get to fucking watch. Before we start getting even more emotional in here, I think we're gonna wrap this one up. So let us know in the comments what you thought about this song. If you got some stories about a grandparent that you want to tell in the comments, feel free to do so. We always read top level comments. As every single one we'll reply to. It may take us a couple days, but we get to it. Like and subscribe. You had a good time today. That's it, baby. Y'all know where this goes. Y'all know how we end this thing. Definitely not gonna end it laughing and giggling and cracking jokes, but that's what tomorrow's for. Tomorrow's gonna be a lot of fun. So we'll see you guys tomorrow for Rin. Girls just want to have fun. We're gonna let Dylan's hair down in that one. We'll catch you guys tomorrow, and keep an eye on this space for more from Cyber Skull and Token. Have a good one.
I change how I look, how I talk, how I act. I change even more.